Hello again, Uncle Mike here. Would you like to read a book with me? Today we're doing something a little different and I cartooned myself. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Today we have a Peppa Pig book, Learning to Share by Meredith Rusu. This book is based on characters from the hit TV show on Nick Jr. George has a toy dinosaur and so does Richard Rabbit. But one day at the playground they don't want to share their toys. Can Peppa Pig and Rebecca Rabbit help their little brothers learn to share and play together? Let's find out! Peppa Pig Learning to Share by Meredith Rusu. One bright summer morning, Peppa and her friends are all at the playground. Candy Cat is on the tire swing. Pedro Pony is going down the slide. Peppa, Susie Sheep, and Danny Dog are on the merry-go-round. Can you spin us really fast? Peppa asked Daddy Pig. Peppa's little brother George is at the playground too. George is a bit too young for the merry-go-round. Mummy Pig pushes him on the swing instead. Higher, says George. Not too high, George, says Mummy Pig. Squeak, squeak! Here are Rebecca Rabbit and her little brother, Richard Rabbit. They have come to play. Richard has brought his toy dinosaur. Can I go on the merry-go-round too? Rebecca asks. Of course, says Daddy Pig. Hop on. Hee hee hee, Rebecca laughs. Let's go really, really fast. Squeak, squeak. Richard thinks the merry-go-round looks like fun too. In fact, he wants to hop on. Aw, groans Peppa. If Richard gets on, it means we can't go fast. Richard is little, just like George. He is too young to go fast on the merry-go-round. It's okay, says Rebecca. Richard can play with George instead. No, says Richard. He wants to play with the big kids. George has a toy dinosaur, just like yours, Mummy Rabbit tells Richard. Let's go and see. George holds up his green dinosaur. Dinosaur, he says. Richard holds up his red dinosaur. Grrr, he growls. George and Richard both love dinosaurs. That gives Mummy Pig and Mummy Rabbit an idea. What do you think that is? George, can Richard play with your dinosaur? Mummy Pig asks. No, says George. Richard, can George play with your dinosaur? Asks Mummy Rabbit. No, says Richard. George and Richard do not want to share. George, it will be much more fun playing together if you share, says Mummy Pig. She takes Mr. Dinosaur and gives him to Richard. Richard likes holding both dinosaurs, but George is not happy. Wah! He cries. Richard, that was really nice of George, says Mummy Rabbit. Now let him hold the dinosaurs. She gives the dinosaurs to George. Wah! Cries Richard. Sharing doesn't seem like much fun at all. George and Richard always cry when they play together, says Peppa. They're just too little to play nicely. Can you big girls teach them to play together? Asks Mummy Rabbit. Peppa and Rebecca help George and Richard make sandcastles in the sandbox. See, playing together is fun, says Peppa. Everything was going well until George smashes Richard's sandcastle with his shovel. Then Richard smashes George's sandcastle with his shovel. Wow, they cry. Oh dear, this does not seem to be working. How can George and Richard learn to play together nicely? Says Mummy Pig. I have an idea. George, what's your favorite thing on the whole playground? Mummy Pig asks. Seesaw, says George. George loves the seesaw, but he can't play on the seesaw on his own. He needs a friend to play with him. Squeak, squeak! Hee hee hee! George and Richard have lots of fun playing together on the seesaw. Mummy Pig's idea worked. George and Richard have learned that playing together is fun, especially when they both share the fun with a friend. Aww. The end. You know, sometimes it can feel a little hard to share your toys with other kids. You may not want to let it go. But if you learn to share with others, then others will be more happy to share with you. And then it's like playing with double the number of toys. How cool is that? Plus, things are more fun when you can do things together, like the seesaw. George or Richard couldn't play on the seesaw by themselves. You need the other person to go up and down. Well, I hope you enjoyed that book. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!